Faiz, for agreeing to talk to us about your experience teaching in the active learning classroom. Tell me how it's been.
Thank you indeed, Maha, for giving me the chance to talk about active learning. And I'm going to revise to active learning in structural engineering design. So before we talk about active learning, I want to tell you how we used to design structural engineering passively in class. Normally, what will happen, common to any other passive teaching and learning, is the instructor stand in front of the board and start explaining to the students the concepts of structural engineering design, then putting equation and walking himself with the students about how they choose the structural system and how to do the concept dimensions with them. Then send the student home, and the students go and start struggling with solving assignments. Okay. In active learning, we do something which a little bit matching flipped classroom, although it's not flipped. So the instructor start for 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes, explaining some basic concepts, just basic concepts. And then some basic ideas about how to choose a structural system and how to make conceptual design on the board. Then I, as the instructor, split the class into groups. Those groups are between 4 and 6 students. So can you imagine, I have a class of 36 students, yet it's very active and it's very productive. I divide my class into 4 to 6 students and put every group in front of one screen. Then we start from the same point. I gave them like an architecture engineering design for a small building. Then I asked them to start producing the structural system which support that architecture design. They start drawing the structural system, the beams, the columns, the slabs. And during that, take maybe 10, 15 minutes, we discuss among each other, among the groups, and with me and with my TE even, is that beam correct in that place? Is that column okay? Should we revise the column location, the beam location, and so on and so, till we settle on the structural system for that building. Then here is a surprise. I switch off all the projectors. So the architecture drawing disappear, and now they have a structural engineering drawing in front of them. I ask them to do concept design. What does that mean? Just start to estimate the dimensions of the elements you have chosen. And each group starts running after what equation should I use? What is the percentage of, for example, the span of the beams with respect to the loads the beam supports? And they start doing the concept design, putting the dimension on each element. Here we stop the class and the group start discussing among themselves, and is guided with guidance from me and the TA, of course, how they come with that concept design and how they put the dimensions for the concept design. This is
and as you told me earlier, that there's no harm in the students in the different groups seeing each other's screens. They're all working on the same problem, but there's no one correct answer.
Actually, this is the beauty of it. It's not like seeing, they are discussing. Like all of a sudden you find 2 students from one group going to another group, and they start discussing with the other group their solution, and then vice versa. One student from that group going to that group, why did you did that? Why do you... I like noisy classrooms. I love that. Okay. So those are like very noisy during choosing the system. Then all of a sudden start to be very quiet while dimensioning the system, then becoming noisy again when discussing their systems. All of that, I'm just walking between the groups and like guiding them. So this is how I use the active classroom. It was really, really impressive, and the technology there helped a lot in how I teach those classrooms or those concepts.
Right, because the students can work in small groups on those separate screens, right? And you told me like you could see the impact beyond that one session where they're obviously very engaged and solving a real life problem. You're seeing the impact towards the end of the semester in their projects?
Usually in my design courses, we have a series of many projects during the semester. Then by the end of the course, I have one large project, which matches a real life project, actually, a real building. Mm. Students learned on that way, actually produced more professional output for their course project compared to the students learned in a passive way.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ez, for sharing your experience. And I hope
Thank you,
that
Ma.
other people will be able to do similar things in future.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you very much.